All right, guys, this one's for a C4 Corvette changing the headlight bulbs. I had to change mine. My car's a low mileage car, so it didn't get driven too much. So, honestly, like maintenance wise, it didn't see much, maintenance over the years because when I bought it, it had 46,000 miles on it. Now I think it's got like 53,000 miles. So for the most part, this car really hasn't been touched much. One major problem that I had with this car was the headlight output was horrible on it. It's still running these old H4 style headlights back from the 80s and 90s. So what I did was I actually bought a HID kit 3 years ago, and I didn't get a chance to install it. And I was about to install it, and the HID kit comes with. If you're not familiar with it, HID kit it's high intensity discharge, so it actually requires higher power levels. So you have to install a separate wire harness. You need to install the igniters. It was a big project, and it was just kind of funny when I was about to install it. I'm like, it's HIDs at this point are outdated technology. HIDs have been out since about the late 90s. I want to say the first car I remember was either Audi or Acura. Acura TL, I remember 98 Acura TL had the HID headlight. So long story short was, obviously headlight or just light technology in general has gotten better, and LEDs is, the latest and greatest. So what I did was I actually bought an LED headlight, and this is what it looks like. I'm gonna do another video on just this specific LED option, but so I'll make that a little bit later. But long story short is I've already done one side. You can see the driver's side has already been done. But yeah, I was actually surprised. I have another older car that has pop-up headlights, and I was surprised that this bulb. It's been a while since I've had to deal with pop-up headlights, but this whole bulb is actually, it's just all plastic. I was actually used to like the metal backing and then the glass lens, and I don't know if you can see on here. I noticed that there was flaking, and I was a little surprised when I used to see the flaking. And when I actually did the driver's side, I noticed it's extremely light. So I was used to kind of a little bit of heavier bulb with the glass. So I'm very happy to get rid of these. But long story short, the tools that you're going to need, very simple. You're just going to need a 1/4-inch ratchet with the T15 Torx bit on it. That's what it looks like right there. And you just need a Phillips head screwdriver. When you look at the headlight from here, it's pretty, fortunately, it's pretty simple to access the screws. The top two are the Torx T15, and then there's some side screws, which I'll show you on my headlight cover here. So the Torx screws are going to be on the back corners. So that's where the Phillips head is. One thing to be careful of, obviously, water, this area is kind of prone to seeing water on a somewhat of a consistent basis. So be very careful when you're taking out these side. You'll see them in a little bit. When you're taking out the Phillips head, make sure you got the right size Phillips head screwdriver. Otherwise, if you strip it out, it's gonna cause some problems. But just to show you what I'm gonna do here is, you actually have to open up the headlight to access the Phillips head screws. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to turn on the headlight, and you just need to go pretty quickly, but you actually have to make sure that you get it at a certain angle. Otherwise, if it's not the proper angle, you won't be able to pull out that cover. So I'll show you real quick. So what you'll want to do is you kind of want to do it real quick. That didn't work the way I wanted it. I'm not sure why that happened. So let's do this. Oh, I'm sorry. So what you're going to need to do is when you go to make it stop in the position that you need it to, you actually need to, I'll do it again. You'll need to, so it'll be off. And then what you're going to want to do here is you're going to turn it to the headlight option or the mode, and then back to just the fog lights. But because what I just did was I went to off, and it obviously was closing them. So what you want to do is kind of quickly turn it on, and then put it on the fog light setting, and then here you'll be able to access the screws here. So there's going to be one here on the outside and one on the inside here. So so what you'll do is when you take those off, this is what it's going to look like. So I have my my driver's side here. So once you take those off, you're going to actually slide that cover piece through, and then you can take it off, and then it's pretty simple from there. You're going to see this chrome retaining ring. There's just four Phillips head screws that you take off. As soon as you take those off, you can pull the bulb right out, and then you're going to be able to access the H4 plug that goes onto the back of it, and that's it. Plug it up, put this ring back on, put the cover on, the headlight cover, and you're good to go. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to do a review on these bulbs, these LED bulbs, and just give you my thoughts and kind of just show you a little bit of difference. But you know, obviously, you know, just to be honest, you obviously you're going to expect it to be a big difference, because halogen headlights versus LED, you know, huge improvement. So I actually just wanted to see what the output was like with the driver's side, and then the passenger, you know, the standard, and even just with my driver's side headlight, I mean, the output was so much better. So yeah, so this will be a huge upgrade. And just one thing to note about these, which I'm assuming that other ones probably have the same option, but if you see it up on here, this kind of U, that's actually a turn signal. And it's actually a daytime running light if you want to set it up that way. So I'm actually I like color on the front of my car. I don't like the, you know, I know a lot of people like to go with the clear headlights or clear turn signals and everything clear up front. I'm actually the opposite. I'm an amber fan. So I like to have as much color as I can in my front of the car. So I love having orange and white. So I'm going to try to set up the turn signal yellow to be a daytime running light. Of course, obviously when I drive during the daytime, you won't see it because the headlights are going to be down, but during the nighttime it'll be kind of cool to see that. But for the daytime running light, it's just bright white. Like I said, not a fan of that. So yeah, I'll make a video on that kind of briefly, but the main thing that I need to do to get this to work is so there's 2 extra wires for this daytime running light and turn signal, and there's a white wire and then there's a yellow wire. You just need to connect a power source, and I don't like to cut or modify any of the harnesses. So what I'm going to try to do is figure out how I can get a power source, a constant power source to it. Obviously a switched power source, so it's not constantly running when the car's turned off. But I would like to not cut up any harnesses or anything like that, tap into any power wires. So yeah, so like I said, very basic repair, removal and replace, and hopefully this will help someone out. All right, bye.